Have you ever wondered what sets the truly successful apart from the rest? It's not luck. It's not just intelligence. There's a hidden force, one you can tap into today. It's the secret all successful people know, the astonishing power of self-confidence. If you've ever felt held back by fear or shyness, if you want to unlock doors to success, then keep watching, because what you're about to hear could change your life forever. If you're ready to become the most confident version of yourself, make sure to subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project and hit the bell so you never miss an episode dedicated to your transformation. Let's get into the heart of it. Imagine your life as a boat floating along a river. Without self-confidence steering that boat, you're just drifting. No direction, no destination, no breakthrough. There are so many brilliant people in the world, people with talent, ideas, and passion. But without that key ingredient of self-confidence, they're just watching life pass them by. Why is it that some remain silent at meetings or hide in the back of the class? Why do even gifted individuals shrink from taking that vital next step? The answer is simple. They don't believe in themselves yet. They haven't discovered the secret all successful people know, the power of self-confidence. Let me tell you a story that may feel familiar because perhaps it's your own. In a crowded, bustling city lived a humble businessman, committed to supporting his family by selling salt. His life was modest, and he had two sons who were as different as night and day. The elder son was quiet, so reserved that most people misunderstood his stillness for foolishness. Shy and soft-spoken, he found it nearly impossible to question anyone or speak up for himself. People discounted him. Some even took advantage of his gentle nature. His father, seeing his son's quietness as weakness, often showered him with harsh words, thinking it would toughen him up. But instead, the young man's confidence crumbled, piece by piece. As he grew, that crushed self-confidence seeped into everything: his studies, his friendships, and ultimately, his sense of who he was. In school, fear made his mind blank during exams. He couldn't find the courage to put his thoughts on paper. Year by year, he fell further behind. Eventually, his father summoned him to help run the family salt business. Even there, weighed down by nerves, he made mistake after mistake and struggled to explain himself to customers. The consequences were painful. His father became even more frustrated. Disappointment lingered in every conversation, and inside, the young man's belief in himself nearly vanished. But then, a single event changed everything. One day, in his father's absence, a pair of cunning men appeared at the shop. Claiming they were sent to collect all the salt for the city, they easily fooled the anxious young man, who was too afraid to question them. By the time the truth dawned, it was too late. Every sack of salt was gone. When his father returned and discovered the loss, his anger was unrestrained. He hurled accusations and heartbreak. "You worthless boy! You've ruined everything! Get out! Never come back!" Have you ever felt so low that you questioned your very existence? For this young man, the shame was suffocating. With nowhere to turn, he wandered to the riverbank, overwhelmed by the pain of failure and rejection. "What's the point?" he thought, pressing towards the water, convinced he'd always fall short. But just as he stood at the edge, an old man appeared. Without a word, the elder drew him back from the water. The young man exploded in desperate rage. "Why did you save me? My life is meaningless. I can't do anything right." The old man looked him in the eyes and spoke words that would ignite a miracle. "My child, life is precious. If you keep living, you can overcome failure and find success. If you give up, you'll never know what you're truly capable of." The young man shook his head, defeated. "I'm too shy. Even my father hates me. Everyone calls me stupid. What's the point of trying?" But in the old man's smile was assurance. He said, "Come with me. In 3 days, I'll help you find your answer. But you have to accept my challenge." Before we dive into what happened next, if you're finding inspiration in this story, hit the like button and tell us in the comments. Have you ever struggled with self-confidence? Your story could encourage someone else watching right now. On the first day of the old man's challenge, He gave a seemingly simple instruction. Speak to 10 strangers today. Ask them about their lives and write down what you learn. The young man's hands trembled. His voice almost stuck in his throat. But something about the old man's faith in him pushed him on. 10 conversations later, after stumbles and awkward pauses, he realized he'd made new acquaintances, maybe even friends. He felt a glimmer of pride, a whisper of confidence sparking inside. Day 2. Teach 10 young children why water is important, the old man said. Panic welled up. The young man's education wasn't strong. How could he teach anyone anything? But the old man reassured him. You know more than they do. Just share what you know. Facing the group with a glass of water in hand, the young man managed to explain 5 reasons water matters. The sky didn't fall. His words reached the children, and as fear faded, he tried again, this time with a little more confidence. Day 3 arrived. The last and scariest challenge. Go home and apologize to your father. The thought knotted the young man's stomach, but the old man insisted, If you don't, I won't reveal the final secret. Gathering all his resolve, the young man returned home. With a shaking voice, he stood before his father, shoulders squared by a newfound determination. I'm sorry. I want to prove myself. This time, his father saw something different. Strength in his eyes, certainty in his voice. Reluctantly, he agreed to give his son another chance. If this story is inspiring you, don't forget. Subscribe, like, and comment right now to support more inspiring stories like these on the Growth Mindset Project. Eager for the secret, the young man returned to the old man. What is the secret of success? He asked. The old man's answer was simple but life-changing. You've already found it. The real enemy wasn't your shyness. It was fear. People see you as you see yourself. When you show self-confidence, the world starts to believe in you too. Remember, true strength is born from self-belief. It was a revelation. That day, the young man decided he would never let fear rule over him again. He would take small steps. He would believe in himself, even if no one else did, at least at first. It wasn't easy, but day by day, confidence began to bloom. A few years later, that same shy, uncertain boy became a respected businessman, admired not only for his sharp mind, but for his unshakable self-confidence. People who had once laughed at him now came to him for advice. The secret all successful people know is this: the power of self-confidence can transform your life. It's not something you're born with. It's built, moment by moment, step by step. Fear and doubt will try to hold you back. But remember, every single person you admire started somewhere. The only difference? They chose courage over comfort. They believed they were worthy of success, even before anyone else did. Confidence grows outside your comfort zone. The world treats you the way you present yourself. Show up, again and again, with belief in your own strength, and even your biggest fears begin to shrink. The power of self-confidence is the secret door to success that's open to anyone brave enough to walk through. If you've made it this far, you're ready to change your own story. Don't let fear decide who you become. Trust in your ability. Take even one small step forward today, and watch self-belief grow. If this message inspired you, make sure to check out our other videos on mastering your mindset and building unstoppable confidence. And remember, tap the notification bell so you never miss a new episode from the Growth Mindset Project. Your best chapter starts now.